Okay, hello everybody. It is 10 o'clock on a Singapore evening, on a Monday evening, and you're all here, which is totally and utterly brilliant. And today we have Mr. Rainer Zimmermann, his IMD-ness, and I get to interview him, which is totally and utterly cool because Max said I was meant to share part of my story about how I know Rainer. And the simple thing is that he and Angelica have been friends for years, and there's my sponsor. So I can only say worshipful things. But as I'm the interviewer, I might even ask him one or two tough questions just to make it interesting. But Angelica's over the other side there, making sure we stay on track. So brilliant for you guys being here. Oh my God, lots and lots of wonderful people online. This is our first time trying Zoom and the video version, so it will be a little bit of an experiment, a bit like the first time we go out and we share WorldVentures, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So right to get started, because we've got 40 people here already, which is astonishingly brilliant. But Rainer, so tell me, how long have you been in WorldVentures?
As if you wouldn't know.
Okay, I was there at the time. But
hi, everybody.
Here.
Yes, most of you know that we, Angelica and myself, we are in WorldVentures since 5 years, February 2011, actually. We started the whole thing.
Now, who actually sponsored you?
Oh, that's a good question. I have to think very hard. It was actually Max Tay that sponsored us, and I remember like today, he was sitting on our sofa in our house, coming with a video that was basically talking about gumballs. And within 10 minutes, Angelica stand up and said, you get an account, I get an account. That was it.
Pretty good. So that was fundamentally why you joined. Had you known Max for long? Because
well, we knew each other. I mean, I was impressed by him because he was making millions in the cash flow game. So he was actually a really interesting person to me. I went through a lot of Kiyosaki training, and I met him on a cash flow game with somebody who's Doreen, whatever. She was playing it very, very interesting, the cash flow game, and he just came in and blasted through the table and took everybody in a storm. And I said, okay, this guy, I have to listen to.
Wow. So the most left field type things, because if it wasn't for cash flow, you and Max's paths wouldn't have crossed.
No, it was more like, being open to find people at any kind of cash flow or at any kind of stream of income situation. So we were just open to figure out how we could build other streams of income than the ones that we knew from our corporate life.
Wow, pretty cool. So, I mean, I know this is going back, 1 or 2 years here. How long did it take you to get your 4, and what did you do?
There was 2 waves, because remember when we joined, there was very little people in Asia. Yeah. So
for people who haven't heard that part of the story, could you just share that briefly? Yeah,
I mean, there was very little people. We just saw it. I actually saw the video that we looked at before. I saw that long before James Lee saw it, for example. But nobody was really introducing it to me in a way that I would understand that it is something different than what do you call it, timeshare.
Okay.
Right. So I couldn't really make anything out of it. James did something out of it, and then Max saw it through Dr. Wu, and that was basically the start. But we had no idea. I mean, I knew I had to sign up people. I'd never done any network marketing before, so they said you have to bring 6 people. We just happened to be in Quantum League from Africa, and we just went down the list of the people we were together with, and just said, hey, you're interested. And with that, we had 6 people within a week or so. Okay. But then, okay, now this thing is going to work, right? We're signing up, and the 6 people we brought, now everybody else will bring 6 people, that's fine. And we left for Italy for a wedding. We stayed in Europe for a month. And when we came back, surprise, surprise, there was no really something happening. So I was like, what's going on? And we were then distracted by other things until there was Martin Roof coming in summer somewhere. And we met first some more people that were in WorldVentures. And that was interesting because that was the first moment I think I really realized that there was a guy called Dr. Wu. And he said, look, as long as you haven't been on a dream trip, you will not know what's going on. So we went on a dream trip to Chiang Mai. And that one was the one when our son Maxi fell in love with Dr. Wu, so we had to follow him, right? And then next thing was that we were more excited. It was very nice. It was a very nice dream trip, actually, very, very affordable, a lot of fun.
That was the one you guys floated those lanterns up into the sky.
Was that? No, I don't think we did that. No, that was not one of those because we were in Chiang Mai.
Okay.
And yeah, from there we went on just looking around what was else there. And next thing was the boot camp that started with Mark Asetta. And that set us on fire. I mean, that was the moment when basically I said, okay, that must be really possible. We were sitting in bed at night, 3 o'clock, and we're fighting over the people. No, this is my friend. No, 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 it's my friend. I want to talk to that friend.
So as a couple doing the business together, how did you resolve that? Because there are many other people.
I always keep it. I always keep it.
Oh.
So
you go, husbands, this is the thing to do if you want to maintain this.
So then Mark Asetta was basically showing us the way. Angelica at that moment had a franchise where she said, okay, it's November, I'm not going to do any contracts anymore. I try this out. I want to find out if it works for me, the way that he is explaining it. Yeah, and then we did it through mid-November till mid-December. And then we went to Germany again for 4 weeks. But still, we knew how to do it. And in February, we were senior reps. So we had the first residual.
Okay. So if I sort of like the things that I take out of that as a strong learning for people who are in the business now is that you may have friends that have seen this before, but it's the right person presenting to your friends, explaining the context of it that makes the difference. So Rainer had seen the gumball video before James Lee did, but it hadn't registered as something important. But when it was shown to him in the right context, it had sense and meaning. And that's a really huge thing. Some people do see it in multiple places, so don't give up going and talking.
Yeah, but it also says that it has to be a combination between the videos, what you show, and the person.
Precisely.
Because the video was there, and it was not the gumball. It was actually a full presentation of everything. It was like the Matt Morris kind of thing. And it was still not enough. There needed to be a person to say, look, let's do it together.
Yeah, right? So it was the person and the let's do it together that made the difference. And then the second one that I take out of that first part of your journey to senior rep was that you got in, you said, great, you knew some people, that got moving, but then the other things in life happened, getting back in the game again. Life, like family holidays or school holidays happened, but getting back in the game again. It's that choice to get in the game.
Yeah, but at that time, of course, we had no regular meetings. We had nothing like what is happening today. So today things are much easier. You go to trainings, you go to your meetings, you go to whatever, the coffee shops where other people are, and it works really, really nice.
Yeah.
So this is all now in a completely different context, and I think that makes WorldVentures 1,000 times more exciting now than I was excited about at that.
Yeah. So what made the difference for saying, okay, this is different to what we've done before, but we're actually really going to make this happen? So that, I mean, the senior rep doesn't sound like it was.
It's really like to see that you could build it by involving people, by getting involved with other people, and by basically having a space where people could come and have a look at, and following the system. The more it was possible to follow a system. I mean, we formed with the Max, we formed a group of people that were sitting together, thinking about how we could do it easier, and that was actually the most important thing, to make it more easy for everybody to come and sit by the campfire and understand what they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, like when I think about it now, there's meetings every evening in multiple locations.
We have a regional office. We have an office in Malaysia even. I mean, this is all things that.
We've got apps.
Yeah, we got the app. I mean, that's the best seller anyhow.
Yeah. So the tools to support the business are much easier. And there's a lot more dream trips.
Yeah.
Just for context, guys, when we first started, there were
very little.
You know, whereas now you can pretty much pick any day of the week and go on a dream trip. So it's a vastly different situation to
now
be
we
putting
have
in.
PTL.
Yeah, so a lot of different things. So what makes WorldVentures special for you?
It's definitely the people. I mean, it's definitely the people. It's the fact that you can go anywhere in the world and you show up as a WorldVentures person and you get received well. And yet there's no, I mean, I remember going to South Africa and getting into the first meeting. They recognize you from whatever, from wherever, even if they don't see you in the first moment. They say, I'm Rainer from Singapore, and you're integrated. And that is something that's really, really so amazing, because there nobody had any connection to me in terms of downline or upline or whatever. And still we could go and do presentations together. Everything was open to do this, and everybody was happy to exchange and share. So that is the first thing that I think is really, really important. The other thing is, of course, for me personally, that we were able to prove that people who have no substantial funds at the beginning, they can become wealthy. They can become a person that has a substantial good income throughout, after a certain period of time, 3-4 years. That was the other thing that is really giving me so much hope for people that at the moment are in a situation where they don't actually know what they're doing, right? So we can give them help, we can give them something that doesn't harm anybody. In fact, it gives fun, it gives freedom, and that are the two components that I really love.
So the capacity for people to build wealth, even if they don't come from wealth, and the fact that you can do it having fun, and it's not the corporate job stress. You can have life.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we get so often asked when we go with Max to school events, why you show up both, what's going on? Or Max, when he's describing families, he says, oh, this guy comes from a normal family. So what is a normal family? Oh, the daddy goes work and is internationally on tour the whole week, and the mom goes with them everywhere. There's nothing else to do. And what are we? Oh, we're a crazy family. We go together everywhere. So that's of course a very nice situation.
Okay, how many of you guys would like to be a crazy family where you get to go and hang out with your kids? Probably quite a few of you. Angelica's showing a picture of Max over there. But I mean, that's the point of living, isn't it?
Yes.
Actually having the time for them. So in building this as a business, as well as it being a wonderful way of having holidays and going on dream trips local, going shopping, going cooking, going eating, and all the other good things that we want to do, what kind of people have been the ones that you've really enjoyed working with?
Well, there's of course the travelers, which is very nice. You can explain them to do, use the product and everything. But then the people who run the business and understand it as a business. So they don't take their first paycheck and spend it on something, but they invest it and go back into a training. And they take the next income and plan to go for the next trip. I mean, we had to go to Nice to go for the view. We had to go to Hawaii to do the journey. So now everything comes to you. And those people who are really taking the first income to build their business skills as fast as possible, those are the ones that I really love to work with a lot, because I see they have a much higher interest and attitude, because the whole thing comes down to attitude. If you have the right attitude and you have a stamina to go through, there is no question about being successful. It's only those who start complaining and who start whatever, doing other things that really, yes, you can take care of them. It's nice to take care of them. Actually, I like to take care of people, but that has nothing to do with the business.
Well, so it's two different things there. They're part of the community, but they're not necessarily.
Yes, and they're welcome in the community.
They're
very welcome in the community. They can always ask, they can only do. But those who you ask for working with is the people that really say, okay, let's do this in a way like Malaysia at the moment. They decided to go every night at the travel party until they go to the boot camp. And I think that is so fantastic.
Wow. And
it came out of their own ideas. And I think that is really, really where I must say, well done, right?
Yeah.
So those are the people that really are nice to work with.
Those are the sorts of qualities. Okay, so if you want to be working with Rainer, get to the training and reinvest the money you make into building your capacity to create the business, which is actually, when you think about it from general business practices, good business practice anyway.
Anyhow, but yeah, and it has nothing to do with working with me. It has to do with the fact that you need to understand that entrepreneur is doing 80% of the stuff for themselves, by themselves, and the 20% is just the help, the hand that you give them to do it much faster or not do the mistakes that we did. And so on.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the powerful things about the structures, that we don't have to make the mistakes ourselves. We can learn from what other people have done and see what's succeeding right now.
You just have to be teachable. Yeah. You need to be teachable. Yeah. That's the only thing.
I mean, that's what I found so powerful with the events, is that when you're at them, you can see what's currently working.
Yeah.
Because that's what's shared.
Right.
That makes a big difference.
So and then you have still the advantage and all these things to self-teach you.
Yeah. There's always, if you've got a quiet 15 minutes, take advantage.
Yes.
Oh, I'm pretty sure the marketing people pulled that joke when they did it, actually. Okay. So, Brian, why do you think people follow you?
I'm asking that myself all the time. I think
the fact that we call you Papa Bear.
Yes, I think there's two kinds of leaders. There's leaders that do it with the charisma. They just build up a personality and people want to follow and want to be that personality. And then there is people that maybe just through the way they talk, the way they behave, the way they do things, and they just do examples, lead by example. They earn a certain kind of respect. And that then leads to the fact that you can just go ahead, Yeah. So I think it's in every way of life. There is leaders that are very strong pushers and pullers, and you call them anyway. I think it's more like the great thing in WorldVentures is if your upline is not the leader that you like, you just go one up, and you go one up, and you go one up, and then you find the one that fits to you, and you just don't have to complain about your upline. You just find the next one. Yeah. So again, you have a lot of chances to be successful just because you're a little bit smarter.
Yeah, and the structure is not about the hierarchy; it's about the connections.
Yeah.
So, what do you reckon makes a good leader in WorldVentures?
I mean, look at James. He is leading us in Asia in a certain way. Look at Millie, she does it in a different way. Look at Dr. Wu. I mean, we have so many chances. Look at Max. Look at all those guys who reach a rank. They have started leading, and you have the examples all over the place. You only know about those who are good leaders when they rank up, when they are there, when they have a team, when they bring the team to the events. Then you see them, and you have so many examples. It's not a stereotype, because we're there for everybody. Yeah.
And to me, that's part of the magic. It's not about trying to be a carbon copy of somebody else. It's about building yourself to be somebody that other people are enjoying following.
Yeah, because the system allows you to be yourself.
Yeah.
Because the system takes care of all the organizational things.
Which is pretty good. So, I mean, in 5 years, you must have picked up some very, very funny situations.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's too many, and old men talk too much anyhow, so I restrict it to basically two.
Providing I'm
the first one was when we had the first momentum with Eric Rispolsky, and we filled the China. What is it? The China Chamber of Commerce or something. We filled that up, and people were standing on the road, and so on and so on. And Dr. Wu was there. Come on, he's here on Monday still, and a lot of people haven't seen it. You have this function room. Let's go into your function room. So we were actually getting the word out that Eric would come Monday evening to our function room. Okay. There was about 40 seats in there, so I bought another 20 IKEA chairs, which we still have, the stools. And the whole Monday afternoon, I was not doing anything else but screwing these things together. And then he came. But what we had not calculated was how many people would be interested to come again. We had in that room that was supposed to be for about 60 people max, we had more than 100 people. All the members were sitting actually in the kids' room, in the kindergarten of the condo. And when the guard came and asked, "What is going on in there?" Never mind, uncle, it's just showing some trip photos from his last vacation. And that was really, really fun. So the second one was when we came back from Nice, where my mom was basically babysitting Max while we were on the training. She had been seeing that all those members, 35 of them or so, that were in these, they came by in the morning, they gave her a croissant, hello grandma, how are you? They all called her somehow they called her grandma, because when Max arrived, he was like running out of the hotel, I drove her with the car up to the hotel, and he sees her, grandma, grandma, and everybody turns around and says, hello grandma.
The official name, there you go.
You know. And on the way home, she was like, hey, do you also take old people? And I'm like, Mom, you don't have to support me. I can do this by myself. You don't have to buy it. I'm just like, no. I don't want you to travel with me. I want to travel with my cousin. And so she joined me like that on the road somewhere between Nice and Germany. That was really funny.
Well, I was going to ask what your easiest sign-up was.
My easiest sign-up sits over there. My easiest sign-up was Angelica. There was no question.
Yeah.
She wanted to partner up immediately. You know, so and she said very clearly, I want my account, you get your account.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to be careful here, but she
she
might say that, you know, she actually had the bright idea first. It was very gracious.
Yeah, okay. You're right, yeah.
You just never know with these sorts of things, right? So aside from Angelica and your mom, with people that you didn't necessarily know particularly well, because you've presented a lot over the years to a really wide variety of people. What's the difference?
I don't know. I mean, the easiest I cannot say, but there was one that was very, it was impressive, because we were at a party where I didn't understand a word, because the party was a Chinese-speaking party, and I was only there because my lovely lady here was invited, and she spoke Chinese to people. And then I see her sitting down and taking out the phone, and I'm like, what is going on there? And she basically on the phone was showing WorldVentures to a guy. And then she comes up and is all excited and says, you know this guy, he knows Dr. Wu. And Dr. Wu had shown it to him. But at that time, when Dr. Wu showed it to him, he was a banker still. So he couldn't join. And he thought, and because bankers can join anyhow. But he thought it wouldn't be okay. So then at the end of the day, he joined us right at the party, telling Dr. Wu, sending Dr. Wu messages like, okay, now I'm not the banker anymore, I can do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so actually his wife was like, yeah, come on.
Oh, cool. So what did Dr. Wu say?
He was very amazed. I must say, he was like, bummer, but good that it's on your team now.
Isn't it good the word?
Yeah, it's absolutely cool. Right.
Okay, so on the other side, is there anything that you'd look back on now and say was a big mistake or a huge learning?
I think I never talk about mistakes, but I think that there's things you can do better, and there's things you can do more efficient. Of course, we were very green because we have no network marketing background. And I think it is really important to understand that this is not like a normal business. You don't bring in people, like hire people, and then they operate. The first huge difference is that everybody's a volunteer.
Yeah.
So that changes the role of a leader, for example. That changes the role, how you look at people. But also, what you have to realize is that those people at any time can say, you know what, I'm interested in something else, and I go away. And that is something which can only be covered by examples like Jeff Wolf and Troy Brown, who enrolled 400 plus people. Of course, now they are quadruple IMDs. Or Millie that enrolled so many people that she enrolled more people than we had on the team at some point in time. And it was really like incredible to listen and see how she consistently worked on that. And I think that is something that everybody should really realize. I think it's very good that they now give this 15, if you bring 15 people, 15 platinum, you get you can travel for free while using the points. That is a good thing, because that I tell people, if you really want to do it, bring the 15. It's a good incentive, and it's on the other hand a good idea to bring much more people on board at the beginning.
It kind of gets that next thing moving up. So if there's something that you look back on now and you would be able to share with people that are on the call, what would be something that you would have loved to have known to avoid?
To avoid. No, I think it's everybody. Everybody has to make their own way. I mean, maybe learning about not expecting too much from people that you enroll. Okay, you don't. If you lower down your expectations, if you have your expectations right, and you think, okay, give people a chance rather than expect performance from them, then you're really on the right way. Okay, that's more what I would say. Don't expect too much. Just do it. Follow the system. Go through the system, and be very easy on it. But don't expect anything from everybody. You never know who's performing, who's not.
So, I mean, for people who are feeling frustrated because they've enrolled people but not seeing action, that would be just a big...
Yes, I mean, see, there's two things. If you have a new baby, you will show it to everybody, right? You will show your baby to everybody, even to the people who don't like children, right? You don't care because you're so excited. You just go and you show. So that's your baby. That's what we do. Our baby is a fantastic community of people that loves to travel. What's wrong with that? Okay. Now, not everybody has a baby. Not everybody wants a baby. So maybe some people are frustrated that they cannot show a baby. Fantastic. Then go back, go to the training, listen to your advantage videos, listen to everything. Go with the friends that you want to work together with and find out how you can solve that and how you can change it. But don't sit on your frustration. You know, it's called fun, freedom, and fulfillment for a purpose. It's because we want to have fun. We don't want to have frustration. I could stay in my corporate job to be frustrated every day. There's no question. Okay, but it's definitely much easier to have fun and go out and find the people you can have fun with than anything else.
Yeah, so even simple things like heading off onto a trip.
Yes. Invite somebody to go on a trip. I mean, I just come back from Beijing. It was the most mind-boggling trip ever. I've never seen Beijing in that way, in that light. And for me, it was a huge surprise. And
you lived in China.
Yes, but it has changed so much.
Brilliant.
And then, the guys sitting beside us when we were going from one place to another, they would have never, ever been able to know all those places where we have been going. Everything was prepared, everything was nice, everything was well prepared. Actually, there was too much food. I mean, I'm even gaining now again, just thinking of it. So it's fantastic, and this thing can bring you into a motivation. We should not always look only on the business side. Yes, we want to do business, but we have to do the business being excited. And those who are frustrated, those are the ones who have to get back into the excitement. And the only way to get it back into excitement is go on a dream trip. Use your points. Do whatever you want. But just get out and become happy again. Right?
Which is a good one. So just, as we sort of draw to a close, because I'm mindful of the time in the evening. So for people that are just starting out, what would your top 3 recommendations be?
I think for people who are just starting out, go on to the webpage, listen to the people that enroll you, follow the training that we have, the GST that we just had tonight, and go show people, but learn. There's all the quick coach videos are there. They are fantastic. I mean, little Max, I think he knows them all by heart now because they're so easy. It's so easy to do this. You could just go and follow those things that we show you. You get the first introduction. You already have everything that you can look at. And then you can come back and ask questions. You get more videos. You take the advantage. You listen to when you do your exercise or when you drive through the city or stand in the bus. I don't care, but just learn. Just be open and be teachable. And the teaching modules are so much better than when we were starting off. Obviously, there is a lot of people behind that, and we have to give a lot of credit to the people around Max that really do these things. But it's easy. It's now prepared in a way that it's really easy to follow. Yeah, so new or old, everybody should do this and just continue. That's it.
So for people that have been in it for a while, and as often happens in any business, hit a plateau, what would your suggestions be for that?
Call Millie. No, not really. But I mean, listen to Millie when she does her presentations. Is one of those where you really see how to overcome a plateau. Another one who impressed me with that was Shashin, who basically started in the midfield somewhere, had a plateau, and he just started to enroll so many people. I think, if I remember well, between RMD or NMD and IMD, I don't know anymore, he enrolled another 150 or 200 people. Just because you enroll them, you just get somebody who's following you. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. Wow. So just before we wrap up, any last words that you'd hand over to people on the WorldVentures journey?
This is too theatrical for me, but anyhow, I think.
What do you want to tell people before you say goodnight, Rainer?
Just go, show more people, be happy, and as soon as it's not happy, you don't feel happy, go on a dream trip. Become happy, show more people. That's all.
There you gotta love a business that's going, travel, have fun, show more people. Repeat. It's brilliant. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you very much, Rainer, our IMDnist, for taking the time to share your experience and wisdom. And I hope all of you who've been here, thank you very much for spending this time of your evening with us, and may your WorldVentures journey be brilliant.
Bye.